Start your engines, New Mexico. He's a racing legend, a master builder, and a full-throttle hometown hero. From winning the Indy 200 to wrenching under the hood with local gearheads, Jim Guthrie doesn't just drive fast, he drives passion. Welcome to Guthrie's Garage, where classic cars, custom builds, and epic stories come roaring to life.
Hey everyone, welcome to Guthrie's Garage. I'm Jim Guthrie, and if you're anything like me, you've probably spent more time in your garage than your own living room. And today, we have the pleasure of sharing with you a car that we were able to restore. This is a highly collectible Corvette that marked 25 years of Corvette's production. Chevy gave the Vette a significant update. This was the first major body redesign of a Corvette since 1968. They introduced a wraparound fastback rear window, replacing the older vertical glass. Chevy set a sales record with this Corvette and sold over 46,000 vehicles for the year, with just over 15,000 being this 25th anniversary edition. Protecting a classic car like this one should be a must, and that's why we use our friends at DEFCON Security Technologies to provide the extra security in keeping classics like these safe from theft.
Hi, I'm Nathan.
And I'm Trent. We're with DEFCON Security Technologies.
With crime on the rise and criminals having access to your information, standard security just doesn't cut it.
For centuries, we've been improving the ways we protect ourselves and our property. Why are so many people still using cookie-cutter security systems?
Security isn't one size fits all and isn't just about padlocks and cameras. Great security requires strategic design and equipment that matches the threat.
Forget DIY, we build custom professional-grade security systems with real human support, not just apps and alerts. We're licensed, bonded, insured, and trained to secure everything from homes to high-end commercial facilities. Call or visit us today to upgrade your alarm, access, or video systems.
Let us protect your garages, homes, and businesses with next-century security technologies, not yesterday's padlocks.
This vehicle is a beauty from the outside. Don't let the looks fool you. Under the hood, it has a 350 V8 with a wonderful rumble. I'd like to introduce to you the guy that knows all about these Corvettes, Mr. Dennis Eilers. Dennis, hi. Thanks for coming. So Dennis, tell us a little bit about how this became to be such a big part of your life.
My journey to get to this car started when I was an 11-year-old boy. I saw my first 1968 Corvette with the new body style sitting in a parking lot in my hometown. And from there, I managed to 8 years later, at 19 years old, I bought my first Corvette, 1972 Corvette. And I didn't know a lot about used cars back then, but I found one that had been used quite well. And it was, when it came time to do some work on it or trade it, I traded it, and I went right down to the showroom with my offer letter for my new job and my graduation certificate, and I found this one sitting on a showroom in Chicago, and I took it home. As the government was getting into designing cars and the emissions controls, and this is a far cry from the power that I had in the 72 before it, so it was a different car, and I transitioned from a car that I just took out and went drag racing with, car that I did a lot of road trips. And then came out to New Mexico with this car and went back to school, but still kept this in the garage, and so it always prompted me to be a two-car kind of person. I had this car to drive on sunny days and pleasant weather and fun trips, and then I had some other kind of car that I drove just to get around.
You know, something else I was reading about these cars is this was the first year they offered a glass or hardtop, fiberglass hardtop T-tops.
Yes.
What did you choose the hardtop instead of the glass?
Well, on this year, they only offered the one-piece glass top on the pace car version, so all the other cars were standard with the two-piece tops.
That explains it. I was wondering. So what year did it actually wind up in New Mexico?
I bought this thing in like May or June of '78, and I was in New Mexico by October.
Wow. So luckily it didn't spend a lot of time on the Chicago salty roads.
No, it had never had salt on it, and there was a bet going on with all my friends at school saying, well, you're never going to get this out of Chicago, somebody will steal it before you get out of here. But I managed to get that out. Spent 3 months in Chicago, spent 3 months at my mom and dad's house, and then I got loaded up all my stuff and packed my Corvette full of whatever little stuff it would haul and drove out to New Mexico.
Yeah, well, this was definitely a pleasure to restore for you. When it came in, it had all original paint on it, and it actually looked pretty good. It was in good shape for a car that's almost 50 years old.
it's got 81,000 miles on it, so it's been driven. It's not, it spent a lot of time in the garage, but whenever it went out, it would go out for a couple, 2-3 weeks at a time, and it would just be driven every day. See it, winding through the mountains somewhere, running back home to Illinois to see my parents and stuff like that. So it's got marks on it that show it's been out on the highway.
It's original interior, right?
There's been nothing done to the interior. It's all been, of course, it's always had seat covers and protections and stuff in it, which
very nice. You've taken great care of it, and we're very honored to have been able to restore it for you.
Well, I'm very pleased. I mean, as you know, they made these. This was the last 2 years they made the cars in St. Louis, and so the quality on the cars in that year wasn't that good. And so I'm glad to see that they're no longer there.
Yep, they're not there. We took care of them. Well, thank you for coming in today. We appreciate it.
When it comes to your vehicle, trust matters. For over 64 years, Rich Ford has been committed to this community, providing a helping hand when you need it the most. Your busy schedule shouldn't mean skipping car care. At Quick Lane, we make it easy. No appointment, no hassle, just expert service done right on most makes and models. From oil changes to tire installations, we've got you covered. And because we're part of your Ford dealership, you'll get genuine parts and certified technicians who keep your vehicle in peak condition. Visit Quick Lane Rich Ford today and let us get back on the road with peace of mind.
I want to thank Dennis for doing a facelift to this beautiful Corvette. Hopefully lasts another 50 years. I'm Jim Guthrie with Guthrie's Garage. We'll see you next time with more stories, more builds, and more reasons to keep turning wrenches.